Hello everyone, my name is Cap and welcome back to the channel, another 7 Days to Die video. Doing all this now for 16.4 on the PC, but it should be available on consoles. It's time to break the laws of physics and to annoy another group of people. And I say that because anytime any kind of testing is done, like zombie walls or anything that breaks the physics with like floating bases, a slew of people like to show up and downvote the video and tell me that I'm breaking the game and making it impossible to play and blah blah blah. But just keep in mind, this is all fun stuff to do. Nobody's going to force you to do it. Anyway, so yes, we did a floating base a little while ago using drawbridges. Now this is one using bike chassis. Now of course this takes a lot of time and resources to do just because of how many things are actually up here, but it is pretty effective. And now this is not my creation. This was actually somebody had sent me a screenshot of this on the Discord server and was telling me about it. And I thought it was actually kind of cool. And yes, it is a little bit on the cheap side of things because zombies can't hurt the chassis. So even if you ended up with some spitters over here launching some stuff at you, they're not going to break the chassis, so they're not going to fall. And obviously they don't seem to interact with gravity at all. So the biggest challenge you have after you get it is basically just getting up here. But then after that, you can pop a squat and you're good to go. Now, something to keep in mind is you're only going to get the floating base on this. You can't build on it. See, if you get the wooden frames and stuff I have here, you can't actually build on it. You can't stack anything on top of it. You can't connect it to the sides. So all you have is just a floating platform. Unlike the drawbridge where you could actually build onto it and attach things to it to improve the size of your base, this is just a floating wall of mini bikes, or a floating platform of mini bikes. So, let me show you guys how to make this. Okay, to actually build this, it's really not that hard, but basically in order to be able to put a chassis on top of something, you have to have a block to put it on. And the way the game works is you can't put it on top of wood frames, but you could put it on top of regular finished wood if you just upgraded one. So, the easiest way to do it would be go out, use a bunch of wooden frames, lay out into the pattern that you want to, as high as you want to. Then when you get over to whatever desired height that you want, just upgrade it one time. You can use the claw hammer, the wrench, or the nail gun, and just make sure you have some spare wood. All you have to do is just have it upgraded to the first level of upgrade. It doesn't have to go super high because we're going to be tearing down the rest of it anyway. And after that, then all you have to do is just get all your plethora of chassis you have laying around here and kind of space them out as far as you want them to go. And just know that when you place them down, they kind of bounce around anyway, so they don't have to be super exact because they kind of spin around in circles. Doesn't necessarily matter if it looks pretty or not because this is not really for aesthetics. This is kind of just a proof of concept thing here. So just kind of lay them out however you want to here. And then after you have your giant platform of chassis all the way up here spread out as far as you want to and as high as you want to, then of course you want to make an easy way to get to it if you're not going to be using, creative mode to be able to fly up there. So one thing you can do is just use the same kind of strategy you did for building this. Use some stacked up wood frames here and make a staircase going out so that you'll end up having some ways to get back and forth up on top of your nice handy dandy little motorcycle chassis frame base up here. And then once you have the entire structure done, all you have to do really is just start going through and picking up the wooden frames. And as you start picking them up, everything else will start falling down, and you'll see that your chassis will continue to go ahead and stay where they are. Now, of course, you're going to have quite the mess to clean up once you start ripping all these frames and stuff out of here. So you just have to be prepared to clean up all the wooden blocks. But this just takes a few minutes, and depending on how high you made your base, this could take a little while. And there you have it, your nice little floating base up here. And of course, like I said, you can make this up as high as you basically want to spend the effort to. Biggest drawback is, of course, your little mini radar up at the top here. It's got tons and tons of little chassis to keep up with. Now, I will say, if you decide to try and take the stair route over here, just realize it is incredibly a pain in the butt to do all the parkouring to get up here because, as you can see, I stand up. Here, let's see if I can shift it up here. So you stand higher than a block above the entire base itself here. So trying to line up where your feet are to actually land on top of these things is kind of a nightmare. It's not too bad to go down because you can just fall down on it, but trying to actually get up on top of it, sometimes what I end up having to do is like place a block down like right here, jump up on top of it, and then get up on top of the first one, and it's just it's kind of a pain in the butt, but you can see it can be done. It's just a little bit of a pain. So anyway, like I said, this is the kind of base design that a lot of people don't like for some reason because they consider it cheap. nothing can hit it. Now, when it comes to actually dealing with the zombies themselves, I mean, I can spawn one in over here so you can see what it looks like. We'll get our lovely Sylvia in here so she can come over here and kind of check it out. But all she's going to be able to do is just wander around below it. She's not going to be able to do anything. The same will apply to all the zombies here because there's nothing for them to hit because we're way off the ground. So she'll just wander around, look at her fallen comrades over there and wonder what's going on. Same thing with all the zombies. Now, the cops can spit at you. Of course, if they hit you, they're going to do some damage, but they can't hurt the chassis themselves. These things have a pretty high durability, and even then, if they get down to 1 or 0 durability, they don't break. It's just the way the game's made now. Now, eventually, I'm sure they'll patch this, so that you can't make these, cheap, quote-unquote, bases anymore. Where are you going, woman? So anyway, they'll probably patch this eventually, but for now, it's a nice little fun kind of base and stuff to make if you're just trying to want to do something a little bit differently. And for those asking, yes, you could technically do this on the edge of the world past the radiation zone if you want to spend enough time stacking up all the wood frames, but again, you have to deal with how far out you can go with it. So anyway, this was one of those things I've had quite a few people sending me. I thought it was kind of cool, so I wanted to share it with you guys. If you have any questions or concerns or comments about ways to do it better, drop it in the comment section so everybody else can see it. And of course, keep those suggestions coming because, I always add them to my list, and some of them are outrageous and fun to do, such as this one and a lot of those there, but they're funny to watch. So if you enjoyed the video, do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button down below. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe for future videos. Thank you guys so much for your time. You have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later.